I don't know. I find this whole situation kind of fascinating. Obviously, we all going round and round with the Caitlin Clark discourse for a while now, and some of it feels old. But the part that's always interesting to me is how the old guard, the legends of the game, have reacted to her. And one of Caitlin Clark's most prominent critics, a true pioneer, has seemingly gone from skeptic to supporter almost overnight. And for months, Cheryl Swoops was questioning Clark's game, downplaying her impact, and now she's praising her. So why the change of heart? The answer isn't just about basketball. It's kind of about ego, jealousy, and that fear of being left behind. But let's break it all down, all right? So to really get the reversal, you got to go back to the beginning before Clark was even in an Indiana Fever jersey because she's chasing Kelsey Plum's all-time NCAA scoring record, and the whole sports world is watching. But Cheryl Swoops, she wasn't all that impressed. And she went on the Gills Arena podcast back in February 2024 and basically said the record wasn't totally legit. And her whole argument was that Clark had an unfair advantage. And she said something like, if Kelsey Plum set the record in 4 years, well, Caitlin should have broken that record in 4 years. But because there's a COVID year, she's already had an extra year. And there was just one massive problem with that because it was completely false because Caitlin Clark broke the record in 4 seasons, same as Kelsey Plum, and she didn't use a fifth year and it didn't stop there. And Swoops also claimed Clark was 25 playing against younger kids and taking like 40 shots a game. Again, just verifiably not true. Clark was 22 and she was averaging closer to 22 shots a game, and this felt different than Diana Taurasi's reality check comment because this felt like using bad info to tear down a historic moment. And it just came off as a really bizarre, unfounded attack. And it kind of set the stage for everything that followed. So the backlash to what she said was pretty quick and, pretty intense. And people called her out for spreading false info. And now Swoops did say she reached out to Caitlin Clark privately to apologize for the mistake about the number of years, and Clark, from all accounts, was graceful about it. But publicly, Swoops had a different message, saying she didn't owe the public an apology, just Clark. And I guess you could leave it there, but her commentary for the rest of the year kind of suggested the issue wasn't really over because a pattern started to pop up, and you see analysts and fans noticed that when the Fever started playing well, Swoops would praise everybody but Caitlin Clark. And she talked up Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, even Katie Lou Samuelson. But Clark's name just wouldn't come up. And then you have the whole thing with the Chicago Sky when Diamond D Shields got a flagrant foul on Clark, and Swoops posted on social media supporting D Shields, saying, "Head up, kid, hate will not win." To a lot of people, that didn't really feel like just supporting another player. It looked like she was endorsing a super physical play against Clark. And it just felt like a consistent thing. And it made that private apology feel a little hollow. And when the public stuff seemed to tell a different story, So this gets to the real question, right? Why? Why would a Hall of Famer, a four-time WNBA champ, go so hard criticizing a rookie? And I think it's a reaction to the massive shift Clark has brought to the WNBA. I don't think I know. And it shows you something kind of tough. When a new star comes in and threatens the old guard, loyalties get complicated. So let's look at the angles here because first you got the whole threat to legacy thing. Cheryl Swoops was one of the original faces of the league, and she helped build it a lot of times with not much media attention. Now this rookie comes in and just a few months brings more eyes and money to the league than ever before. And it's what Shaq called professional jealousy. And he explained that when all the attention goes to one person, other players past and present start to feel forgotten, and you have to wonder if the narrative of Clark being the savior of the WNBA felt like it was erasing the work of pioneers like Swoops. Then there's the old guard pressure angle because Swoops wasn't alone. You got Diana Taurasi's reality is coming line, becoming a go-to for people who thought Clark was getting too much hype. And then there's this culture in sports that says rookies have to earn it. pay their dues. And a lot of veterans saw the physical play against Clark as just part of the process. And Swoop's comments often lined up with that old school way of thinking. And at the end of the day, this isn't just about basketball, it's human. And it's about how you react when a person you're supposed to pass the torch to suddenly becomes way more celebrated than you ever were. And it's about ego and how hard it is to let go when the ground is shifting under you. And then, just as suddenly as the criticism started, she began to change her tune. In some recent interviews, a totally new narrative from Swoops started coming out. After months of downplaying Clark's role, she was suddenly praising her. And in one clip, she was talking about the fever and made a point to say how much stronger Caitlyn got in the offseason. She was in the gym working on her game. And the fan reaction was pretty much what you expect. Pure shock. You see in the comments all over social media and people saying like, wow, she didn't say anything negative about CC. That's dope. And another one would say, oh, how is she changing her tune now? And someone else joked saying, is Swoops okay? She said something nice about CC instead of bashing with a lie. I don't know. I just find that part amusing. And it's the walk back, the pivot, but it just brings up a new question. Is it for real? Has she finally seen the talent and had a genuine change of heart? Or is this more of a calculated thing? A legend realizing that to stay relevant in the Caitlin Clark era, it's probably better to be on her side than against her. So the whole journey of Cheryl Swoop's opinion on Caitlin Clark is just a wild ride. It went from criticisms based on stuff that just wasn't true to this pattern of public skepticism, and now all of a sudden to praise. So has Cheryl Swoops really changed her mind, or is this just a league adapting to the new reality where Caitlin Clark is undeniably the face of the league? And is it a real passing of the torch or a smart move to get on the right side of history? And the whole thing points to a deeper struggle, the pride of the past clashing with the force of the future. But I want you guys to check out this clip and I'll play another one. And I want to get you guys' take on it because I'm just having a conversation as always.
Who are you enjoying watching right now?
Who is everyone enjoying watching? Caitlin Clark. I love her intensity. I love that. Obviously, she's a young player and still has so much, development ahead of her. But I think her smarts, the way she reads the game, the way she passes the ball, the way she shoots the ball, she can get to the basket, change a pace, And I feel like she probably has the pressure of the world on her shoulders, and she's still able to get out there and perform unafraid, no fear. Just what an athlete. I am just so impressed with her, and how awesome. So I'm a fan. Man, I would have loved to have played with her, as a point guard with that much vision and awareness. I've just never seen anything like it.
All right, that's Lauren Jackson. And now I want you guys to see another clip in regards to that.
That you look at and think like, oh, I wish I could play with her.
I love Caitlin Clark. I've said that before, but I do love her, but it was taken out of context. I've always said that Sue is the one that you are the, but no.
I don't
no. I have to
I saw it. Babe, take it.
No. You are the best point guard I've ever played with, but you are completely different players to her. And also too, she's got a lot of development and growth to come, but I feel like you are the consummate professional. But I think the way that you are able to bring a team together and make a team hum, yeah, you're the player that I actually got to play with and I would wish I could play with.
I knew exactly what you meant.
Yeah, no, I know
when you
did.
did that video. I knew exactly what was happening.
So I'll say that I love watching her. I'm not sure I would have loved playing with her though. I'm not sure because I'd be like, pass me the ball. I'm open. Give me the ball.
Bring
but
it down
she's
here.
A very good but
I average 5 assists. She averages 8. I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like she'd take a 3 instead of passing it to me and I'd be like, no, mate, that's not going to work.
It's a pick and pop. I've heard that
it's
before.
It's a big pop.
Nah, mate. Yeah. It's not going to work.
No, mate.
I get what she's saying in regards of, Lauren Jackson being a forward/center. But usually forwards and centers, they usually get fed the ball and they usually get the ball back in their possession from either putbacks or, rebounds and so forth, right? So in her versatility with scoring and rebounding from the post and beyond the 3-point line, and she was an elite player at that position, recognized for a combination post play and shooting ability and defensive prowess, which made her a dominant force in women's basketball. But you are operating in the low post, Lauren Jackson. So you have to take that in consideration that you're not orchestrating the whole offense at the top of the key and also resetting things such as what a point guard does, which is a tough job because you could basically um say that Caitlin Clark position is similar to like a Tom Brady with the Patriots orchestrating the whole offense when it comes to a quarterback, which has to be known for everything. Is this person going to make this play? Is this person going to move at this? Is this person going to cut back doors? Is this person going to cut, down to the basket? Is this person going to roll off the pick? Is this person, you know what I'm saying? So you are saying from a competitive standpoint, she's saying, I don't know if I will be happy because she'll pull up and shoot a three and I want to get fed the ball. But also, if you want to start focused on being fed the ball and also making a crucial play and playing your key role and making sure if her three don't drop, you get it and get the ball back in your possession and maybe dish it out so y'all can reset offensively because you're in the low post, okay? But also, I don't like the simple fact that it seems like she's trying to play both sides of the fence by sitting here saying, "Oh no, I'm not saying that I will play with her because her style of play is just I want to be fed the ball and I would want to score just as much as her." And she said, "Oh, I love that I played with Sue Bird and I would love to play with you again." It sounds like she's trying to appease and playing both sides of the fence by not trying to rub Sue Bird wrong and trying to take back what you said in the beginning about praising Caitlin Clark and really how you really wanted to play with Caitlin Clark. So it reminds me of Cheryl Swoops. That's why I mentioned Cheryl Swoops' whole narrative that this is just the opposite. This is just the inverse. You praise Caitlin Clark and now you walking it back because the narrative of you wanted to play with her, now you got your old guard friends sitting here like, oh, so you didn't want to play with me? But if they are great like Sue Bird says she is, it doesn't matter. Forget what Sue Bird got to say. This is my take on it. You ain't gotta like the person that I like, and you ain't gotta rock with the person I like. And the simple fact is, if it's a current player this day and age, that if I'm asked the question, would I want to play with her in this era and be next to her as a teammate? If I happen to want to rock with her and do that, even though I'm an old guard of a player like Lauren Jackson, then that's my take on it. So what Lauren Jackson said at the beginning is actually how she truly felt. So Cheryl Swoop, she criticized Caitlin Clark and took it back. Now, Lauren Jackson actually praised her, and now she's taking it back. These old guards are so wishy-washy that they want to be appeased and to be liked instead of actually being who they are. And it's just all fake. And then you wonder why everybody rock with Caitlin Clark because she's just pure and wholesome. And she could go out there no matter what adversity takes place and still be her and be in her own lane and her own journey. That's the problem with these high school drama girls in this league. They're so busy focused on pleasing each other. But at the end of the day, be authentically yourself and actually you'll have a fan base and people actually resonate with you. And maybe even back then and to this day, you will have the visibility for people even to give you credit. So y'all won't be washed up trying to face the force and clash between, the future and y'all past. But I'm gonna leave it there because I feel like Cheryl Swoops and Lauren Jackson and Sue Bird, they get in their own way. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. On that note, family, peace. I'm out.